Hi, I'm Beverly John. Welcome to a Gentle Touch Ministry's second episode of Woman of Virtue, Woman of Integrity. Woman's True Desire. Chapter 1 is a loaded shotgun. Now, there are 3 points that I found in here that I want to bring out to share with you. Point 1 is that the author wants the reader to first admit and accept that whether she accepts it or not, her true ultimate desire, the thing that drives her, the thing that causes her to even exist, is her deep desire to be loved. To admit it to oneself and to embrace it is one sure step of living out the trueness to oneself. That was powerful. The second point that the author initiates is a love that is principle action. She pinpoints that too often in today's society, women, whether they're young or old, they settle only for words and not the action of love, the principle action of love. And the third and last point that I found quite powerful was that author brings out the ruin that the pursuit of equality has done not just to the woman, but to her family and her home. Now, I want to encourage you to read the entire chapter. It's really very profound. The author beautifully illustrates two stories from the Bible to show the very evasive points that she portrayed in chapter 1. The first story was taken from Genesis, and it's a variety of a few chapters, chapters 29 to chapters 31, where we see two sisters, Leah and Rachel, one whom Jacob loved and the other who he was tricked into marrying. Leah desired to be loved by her husband. Rachel desired to have children. And the second story she brought out was about a concubine. That story made me really very sad, and is found in Judges chapter 19. It was of a concubine whose lover pursued her with just cheap words. And in the end, when his life was at stake, he gave these men of a village his concubine, and they had their way with her all night long. And she returned on the threshold where she died in her pursuit to be loved, only longing to be loved. I want to encourage you to read chapter 1. Start there. Next week we'll discuss chapters 2. There's only so much I can share, but it's really loaded with so much to think about, and also help us to really examine where are we at in that journey in our pursuit to be loved, or rather not pursuit to be loved, but rather what is our true desire? Are we hiding behind a career? Are we hiding behind academics? Are we hiding behind business? Do we want to accept truthfully with ourselves that we desire to be loved? Well, we're going to go on a break for a health tip. But before we go on a break, I want to read to you a Bible promise. And this Bible promise was requested by Dale Robinson. She shared with us, and there are two of them actually. The first one is taken from Psalms chapter 62, verses 5. And this reads, "My soul, wait thou only upon God. My expectation is from Him." And she said that it's linked actually to 1 Samuel chapters 12 verses 16. 1 Samuel chapter 12 verses 16. And it says clearly, "Now therefore stand and see this great thing which the Lord will do before your eyes." Stand therefore now and see this great thing which the Lord will do before your eyes. And her reason for choosing these two Bible promises, she noted that when she's going through any trial, when she stands and waits upon God, the trial turns out better than she would have expected. God wants us as women of virtue and integrity to rely solely upon Him, to trust in Him. And sometimes trusting God means waiting for Him to make the move for you. Well, I want to leave you with a promise, and the promise I want to leave with you is a promise of courage, and it's taken from Psalms 27 verses 14. "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord." Well, we're going to take a break right now for a health tip, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a woman of virtue and integrity in the Bible, and her name begins with D. Guess who that is? See you in a moment. Bye. Feeling constipated recently? Well, it could be because you're not having a high fiber diet.
High-fiber, low-fat plant-based diet. A plant-based diet contains vital phytochemicals. They are found only in plant-based diet. Avoid processed and refined foods. They have been robbed of most of their nutrients and have too much fat, too much sugar, and way too much salt. Eat whole foods whole. Eat an apple instead of an apple pie. The potato instead of french fries. Please try today, and you'll see that a high-fiber diet will definitely help with that constipation. And it will promote a better quality of health. So go on! Eat healthy today.
Hi, welcome back to A Gentle Touch Ministries Woman of Virtue, Woman of Integrity. I do hope you enjoy our health tip. I'm quite certain that you did. Now, if you've guessed Deborah, you've guessed correct. The woman of virtue and integrity that we're discussing is Deborah. Now, Deborah was a prophetess. The story can be found in Judges chapters 4 and chapters 5. Now, what really is the situation is that the Israelites were under the oppression of the Canaanites, and God wanted to deliver his children from the hands of the Canaanites. He had chosen Barak to lead out for the host of God's army. But Barak was not courageous enough, so he asked Deborah, the prophetess, to go with him. And being a woman of courage, she went with him. But she did tell him that the glory would be not to man, but for God, and that God would deliver Sisera into the hand of a woman. Now, there comes a time in our lives as a woman, or as women, that we need to step out courageously for God. Now, I'm not saying we will ever take the place of a man. No, we can never take man's place. But when a leader is not around, or when someone is not around to take the stand or be courageous, God may be calling you to take that stand. So whatever your trial is, whatever that problem is, remember that if you allow God to empower you, you can become courageous for Him. Not for your glory, not for self, but for the glory of God. Well, at this time, I want to invite you to leave your prayer request at pray@agentletouchministries.org. That's pray@agentletouchministry.org. Also, visit our website, www.agentletouchministry.org. www.agentletouchministry.org. Well, looking forward to seeing you again, same time, same place. Until then, have a wonderful week and God bless you. Bye.